Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daryl and this is Future Proof. In this channel, I teach you guys how to invest into cryptocurrencies, how to save your buying power, and most importantly, how to be profitable in this space. Right now, I'm assuming a lot of you guys are extremely happy, which is good. It's good to be happy, especially when we have a market that is back in the green. I bet now you're kind of like forgetting all the pain, the anger, the fear that you're feeling like a couple of days ago when the market was bloody and so on. And in this video, I came to kind of like remind you of the perspective to kind of have in the space and understanding that yes, we're green, but that doesn't mean everything is back to rainbows and unicorns yet. There are processes to that, and there are definitely some levels that we want to see Bitcoin and Ethereum break. And I also want to take this time to kind of share with you guys what my outlook on this market is currently, and I hope that you guys appreciate this. And if you find value in what I have to share, you know what to do. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, and drop a comment and let me know how you feel. All right. First of all, we can see, yes, the entire market is kind of green. We have some red here and there. We can see that on the fear and greed index, this is starting to climb. The other day, we were sitting at something like 12. You got to understand, guys, it's all about momentum. You know, you might be scared that other people are buying into that fear. And when you're greedy, other people are selling into that greed. And you have to counter trade your emotions, which is exactly what I spoke about in my last video. When everyone was fearful, I came out and I told you guys, I don't trust the TA right now. I don't trust most of what the people are saying. And if everybody's bearish, most of them are going to be wrong. So just the fact that everybody's bearish, I had to be bullish, and I was bullish. I bought a lot of good coins, exactly what I've told you guys in my last video that I was going to buy. I bought some Luna, I bought some Solana, I bought some VeChain, and also a couple other ones that I added to that. I bought some more IMX. And I bought some more Illuvium, just because all of these are in one way or another tied to each other. Like IMX and Illuvium are going to work very well together because Illuvium is actually being built on IMX to reduce gas for no gas fees and so on. And I love IMX, guys. Like, you guys don't understand how undervalued IMX is. Especially with this whole migration with OMI migrating to IMX, which is going to be huge. I was looking into my VV NFTs. We talked about VV way back. So a lot of the NFTs I was buying on VV back then have tripled in value. Insane, guys, insane. The whole NFT space is going crazy, but there's a specific reason that I like VV NFTs is because they're actually licensed NFTs, unlike all the shenanigans you're seeing in the NFT space right now. So with that said, let's get into a couple of things. We're going to get into the chart of Bitcoin, but first I want to show you this. All right, this is basically members of Congress that beat the SPY. All right, think about this. These people are not geniuses. How in the world are they beating majority of the people in the market? All right, in the market itself. All right, this is the reason why we need crypto. I need to point that out here. There's so much, even though yes, there is manipulation in crypto, but that's mostly by people that already have made their money because they've been in the space way earlier. All right, so they in a way have a right to manipulate us because time in the market beats timing the market. Right, but this is literally the same people that are putting policies in place that are also betting on these policies and beating the market. So I needed to just share this with you guys to understand that, yeah, you guys are saying crypto is manipulated. Some people are saying crypto is fully manipulated and so on. This is a very important chart to take a look at, and understanding that all markets are manipulated. Some are just manipulated more than others. But at the end of the day, they're all manipulated. All right, so guys, I have some very interesting things we need to talk about Bitcoin. We are getting a bounce, but I'm not here to tell you guys it's over. The dip is over, that basically we're going to the moon from here. There is possibility that we do moon from here, but not until I tell you guys everything that I am looking at. All right. First off, in the last video, we talked about these wedges, right? We had one wedge here, breakout, another wedge here, breakout, and a bigger wedge here. So most people are expecting a massive breakout. And what I've told you guys in the last video also is that I definitely think this is the bottom, and Bitcoin is still in the uptrend. Like if you're looking at it in the long term, we're still in the uptrend, guys. We have not made a lower low than this previous low right here. We have made higher highs, and we're still in higher lows. And on top of that, it's definitely very good to see that even right here, we found that support at that level of 41. And yes, we dipped right below 39, like right below 40, just a little bit. And then we're currently having a reversal. A couple of things that I need to point to you guys is that, one, yes, I have been accumulating some projects that I find to be extremely undervalued right now, because I know that before Bitcoin breaks out of this downtrend, these projects are already going to be up double digit. They're going to be up like 30% and so on, just because the smallest move in Bitcoin is literally going to take them off. And I'm going to show you exactly that in what we're already seeing in the market. Another thing to keep in mind is Bitcoin's not out of the woods yet. All right, we are still in this wedge, and until we get out of this wedge, so we're not out of the woods. All right. Some people are gonna get so excited Bitcoin's out of the wood, but I do find that this move has some validity to it, and there is some TA that I need to share with you guys on why I am actually bullish on this bounce. But first of all, before I get on the positive stuff, I want to show you the negative stuff. One, we're still under the 200 EMA on the 4-hour. Okay. Two, this, you see how right here we're pumping, we got rejected by this 200 and dumped. We were pumping, we got rejected by this 200 EMA and dumped. And now we could pump and get rejected by this 200 EMA and go lower. This is something that you must understand. There's always two sides of a coin, and don't just trade on one side. All right. So this is why I'm not like telling you get euphoric, get excited. We're going to the moon. This is not the case. Until a couple of things happen, I'm still short-term bearish-ish, not fully bearish, but I'm waiting. All right. But I am accumulating coins that I don't care if they go lower, such as Luna, Solana. If they go lower, I'm buying more. All right. Which is why it's very important to always take profit as things are rising, so you can have capital to buy more. So another thing, if I bring this up on the daily, all right, we're still on the EMA ribbons. We're also still under the 200 EMA on the daily, right? So that's that same area right here, which is 49,000, could serve as a major resistance for us. So with that said, I want to break this down to you guys. A couple of things to keep in mind. One, Bitcoin needs to break out of this wedge. That means we need to get above 45,000. Let's call it 46,000, right? Two, Bitcoin needs to climb its way back above 49,000. So let's just call it 50K, all right? Until we do this, we are still in a downtrend, short-term downtrend, and anything can happen, and we can still go lower depending on what the senators or whatever, or the SEC comes out and says, all right? So this is the bearish aspect of it. And another bearish aspect is on the daily, we're looking at a potential death cross, but I'm not worried about that because this is a lagging indicator, and the whole drop already happened from the 4-hour death cross right here. All right. And we saw this very similar. We had a 4-hour death cross here. We saw the drop. We're under the 50 moving average. And then as soon as we regained, so let me zoom in here so you can see, because we're doing something very similar, right? See how we regained the 50, and that just gave us a boost to push us right back above the 200 MA. And that's why we climbed, right? So I'm seeing something similar. We just regained the 50, right? We need to get that boost that pushes us back above the 200 MA so we can go higher. And all of this could be explained, basically. So here's another thing that I want to bring to your attention, guys, because this is very important. And 2 videos ago, I explained to you guys the concept of a bullish MACD cross accompanied by a RSI reversal, all right? And this tends to result in a massive move for Bitcoin. And what we saw here is we had this. We are in a massive downtrend when it came to the RSI, right? We broke out of that. But as we broke out of this, we also had a bullish MACD cross at the same time. And that caused the price of Bitcoin to accelerate and literally pump about 79%, all right, in a period of less than a month. And overall, from that initial move, Bitcoin went up about 131%, all right? And not all in the MACD cross. It has to be a combination of both. Right here as well, we're in the RSI downtrend. We broke out of this downtrend. We had this bullish MACD cross, and we saw Bitcoin literally climb about 66%. Now you may be wondering, Daryl, like Future Proof, like 2 videos ago, you came out and like you said, oh, this happened. I did. And what we had was a fake out. And that fake out was not due to technical, but it was due to basically the SEC coming out and saying that they're gonna raise rates and so on, which panicked the entire market, and it invalidated that move. All right, so what we saw is we did break out of this downtrend, but we came back in that box. And what I'm seeing now is that we have a double bottom on the RSI, and Bitcoin was oversold down here, which is why I made that video a couple of days ago and told you guys Bitcoin is getting oversold, right? And if we're zooming in on the MACD, we are breaking out of this RSI with the MACD also breaking bullish on the 1 day, all right? This to me is bullish, all right? This to me is bullish. We don't know how high this move will take us, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that this move gives us enough strength for the price of BTC regain its position above the 200 EMA back at 50,000. Below 50,000, I'm still skeptical. I'm still cautious, all right? It's still very potential. There's still a very high probability that basically we break out of this trend, we go back down here and go sideways, and go like this until we break out like that. So don't expect this to be something that happens overnight. All right. So with that said, enough about Bitcoin. Let's kind of look at what some of the rest of the market is doing. For example, Ethereum. So Ethereum is definitely an asset that you guys should always be accumulating on every dip, just because like when you have big funds, also like all the biggest people understanding that everything is going to use Ethereum in the future, you got to take it seriously. What we're seeing with Ethereum is Ethereum, guys, is still making higher lows. All right, we're still making higher lows. This low is higher than this low. This low is higher than this low. And basically, this was a great pullback for Ethereum. All right, I had this box here, which is I was waiting for if Ethereum came back down to 28. This is the lowest I said Ethereum would go. And this is very close to what Ethereum did. We went to 29 and we were getting a bounce. What to understand on the daily, that Ethereum may get rejected very close to 3,500, and then coming back down to 33 again to climb up, because we have the 200 EMA. We have the 200 EMA right here, which is going to potentially serve as resistance. But on the 4 hour, I think as well could potentially serve as resistance. As you can see, resistance here. It's going to be resistance here as well. So that's something to keep in mind, but Ethereum is looking like a great V-shaped recovery. But guys, like regardless of Ethereum, like I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing, because like I'm not buying Ethereum. I'm already loaded up on Ethereum. I think I have enough. I'm looking for projects that I know that I'm willing to hold for a long term and that are going to be literally probably some of the best investments this year. Okay, and this brings me to Luna. All right. I know I'm sounding like a broken record right now, but I want to just touch up on this very, very, very quickly, so you guys will understand. Like I've already said it, Luna is basically one of the most deflationary assets in the crypto space right now. And for someone that's been kind of like preaching Luna way under $6, and I'm preaching Luna again at $79, you might be wondering yourself, like, why? Like, haven't you already made your gains? Isn't this a little greedy? How much higher you expect Luna to go? And I want to explain to you guys one thing. All right. Imagine you bought Ethereum imagine if you bought Ethereum at like 20 bucks, right? And Ethereum went to 150. And then you're like, oh, I bought at 20 bucks. I don't need to buy 150. And then Ethereum goes to $4,000. And then you're like, damn, I should have bought more at 150, right? That's what I see with Luna. All right. And there's a couple reasons for it. So I'm going to give you guys the fundamental reason. I'm going to give you guys the technical reason. The fundamental reason is Luna, which I'm going to say it again, has created one of basically a unicorn in the crypto space, which is UST, which is an algorithmic decentralized stablecoin. It is the first of its kind. Okay. It is the only stablecoin keeping its pegged to the dollar. So like, let's keep this in mind, like, right. Out of all these stablecoins, you have USDT drops below a dollar. You have USDC, it drops below a dollar. And look, it's at $1.01 right now. This whole dump we saw, right? Terra UST kept its peg to $1. It never went under. All right, this is amazing. Two, the more UST, like as the ecosystem is growing, the more UST is being used. Look, the market cap is already at 10.5 billion. All right. Luna needs to be burned. All right. So let's say you want to buy $100 worth of UST. You have to burn $100 worth of Luna, which is basically making Luna the most deflationary asset in the crypto space at the moment. Right. And on top of that, their focus is not only UST. Luna is targeting all stable coins in terms of like Korean dollar and a stable coin, guys, like everything. Like they're targeting like most currencies and they're bringing them to a digital form. All right. So this is really, really, really interesting. All right. And the ecosystem is growing. Right. So this is the fundamentals. This is why I'm so bullish on it. Because of this burning factor, I see Luna over $1,000. So buying it at like $79 is like crazy undervalued, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. Now let's move to the technical. All right, because some of you guys want to see the technical. The technicals on Luna is like this. One, if we're looking at paying attention to this red line right here, you can see this is the 50 moving average. Luna, every time it has bounced off the 50 moving average, has made another leg up. All right. Every time. This is a trend. The trend is your friend till the end. Okay. And that's on a daily. So technically, in my opinion, I've been accumulating whenever we've been getting to this 50 moving average, and it's has always served me well. I accumulated very close to it right here. I told you guys I was waiting for it to hit $60. It was at 62, and I was like, I can't be too greedy. I accumulated again, and we're in a reversal. Right now, we can see that Luna, in terms of the RSI and the MACD, is still trending higher. But I want to show you guys something else on Luna. If I bring Luna against Bitcoin, Luna is literally does not care what Bitcoin is doing. It is still on a massive uptrend, all right? Parabolic uptrend against Bitcoin. And if you're looking at Luna against Bitcoin in the 4-hour, what you're seeing is that Luna literally bounced off the 200 EMA and is ready for another big move, all right? So this is making me very bullish on Luna, guys. This is very, very, very bullish on Luna. And I'm really, really excited. The MACD is bullish. The RSI is trending higher. Extremely bullish on Luna. Extremely excited. I only wish I could buy more Luna. And I'm like over here deciding what coins do I sell to buy more Luna. All right. That's the case for Luna. Next, I want to talk about Solana. We're going to do the same thing that we did for Luna. And we're going to do it for Solana. Think about the fundamentals of Solana. The fundamentals of Solana are very similar to the fundamentals of Ethereum. Right now, you have a massive NFT hype going on. which is what is also keeping the price of Ethereum high and also pushing the price of Ethereum higher, because people are spending their Ethereum to buy these JPEGs, whatever, and it's kind of in a way locking up Ethereum. It's kind of locking up the supply. People are not seeing it this way, but it is, because that removes Ethereum out of the markets and from like the exchanges. In addition to that, you need Ethereum to buy these NFTs on OpenSea and so on. Solana is doing something very similar because the marketplace of NFTs for Solana is growing tremendously. And honestly, if you buy NFTs on Ethereum and you buy NFTs on Solana, it's hard to go back to Ethereum unless that project is really good because the fees are so low. Solana is still in beta. There's still a lot of positive things that can come for Solana. If Solana comes out and they say they're also going to follow Luna and Ethereum and create a deflationary mechanism, this is going to send the price of Solana to the moon. All right. This is the fundamentals for Solana at the moment that I'm looking at. In terms of technicals, we are in a massive falling wedge. Falling wedge, 60% chances result in the upside move. Yes, we're under the 200 EMA in the 4-hour, but as you can see, we are respecting this wedge and the bounce is coming. I was able to scoop up more Solana around $135, and it's already at 151. I'm not a genius. We've on the Patreon group, we've been accumulating Solana like way back here. All right, so we're way up. But how high do I think Solana is going? I think Solana is going to move extremely similar to Ethereum did in 2017. That's my view. Buying Solana now is like buying Ethereum when it was $150. So that said, that's it. That's all I got for you guys on Solana. If you don't believe it, do your research and you'll kind of understand why. They're kind of going to the same path. They're going to the same psychological path as well and interest, And the funny thing is, because of the gas fees on Ethereum is limiting its potential, whereas Solana has a massive potential, like in a way of like these lower gas fees can make it even possible for a major major metaverses built with Unreal Engine to be built on it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So I'm very bullish on. So all right, guys. So I don't want to make this video too long, but I just needed to share this information with you guys. But these are definitely my two biggest picks. Not in terms of ROI, but more in terms of safer, gradual increase in price with a clearer future. And I also want to advise you guys, not financial advice, but like tell you guys, like, don't make the same mistakes you made last year. All right. Don't make the mistakes where you see one new shiny thing and you just jump into it. Like, think about it. Some of these projects that if you have just kept them, you would have made much higher gains, and that's what I've learned being in this crypto space. Is like people love following the hype and they just love buying new stuff. It looks nice, new, shiny. And all these projects, they promise so many things. I was there in the ICO stage, promised so many things, and all of them went to zero. So many coins, guys, so many coins. So this year, I hope that you guys are learning from the mistakes that you made last year and the years before, and realize this very important concept is that stick with what works. Luna's working. Solana's working. Yes, they have a couple of issues here and there, but billionaires are putting money into it for a reason. It's because they see it as the next Ethereum. All right. Last coin I gotta mention is potentially IMX, which is stupidly undervalued, that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Right here, we got a double bottom on IMX. So great reversal incoming. It just needs to break above, let's say, $4 for this to start moving. So much things happening on IMX, guys. So much. It's crazy. It's crazy that you guys are like, when this thing starts mooning, definitely expect that I told you so from me. It's coming. It's gonna come because I feel like I'm like a broken record telling you guys IMX. Like Illuvium, same. Made this little drawing that Illuvium could literally do something like this, come back down. You got it. Illuvium is in a falling wedge. Breakout coming soon. I'm very bullish on this. This is one of the most anticipated games of this year. Definitely before launch, I'm going to expect a nice pump on Illuvium. And then I'm going to take some profits. Don't marry these coins. All right? Don't marry these coins. And DOT too, still holding my DOT. Nice double bottom on DOT. Not because I'm not talking about it doesn't mean we're not watching it. On the Patreon group, we're still talking about DOT. DOT is a blue chip. DOT is a blue chip. So I'm expecting a comeback from all of these projects. So still holding DOT. Very bullish on DOT. Yes, it's been very disappointing. Very. But still very bullish on DOT because they're working. They're working. And if you do your research, you know they're working. All right. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you got some good value from it. I hope it kind of like helped you better understand maybe how you want to move forward in this space and how maybe what you should try to avoiding this time of year and so on. And if you appreciate it, I took my time to make this video, you know what to do. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Stay blessed. I hope everybody's staying safe too. Stay healthy. There's out there. And most importantly, stay future proof.